Hey guys, um, greetings everyone. So this is a part two of the series getting started to web development. In our previous session, we discussed about how to set up your HTML files and how to create your first web page. At that time, we looked at how to create your resume and how to deploy it on the server so that if you deploy it on the server you will get a web address. Using that you can share it with anyone in this world, and all of that you can do it for free. We used a tool called Netlify, and today we will go and learn about Git. So Git is called a source control, so a version control management system. So what it does is it will allow us to work with our project files seamlessly and collaboratively. At the same time, we can look into the past about how a file has changed over time. So let's check with let's see how we can understand Git with yeah. Let's see how we can learn Git with by comparing it with photography. So now what we shall do is yeah. So let's say we will. You all know photos, right? So for example, let's say this is a photo that you can see on the background. There you can see the tree, the house, and the lake, whatever it is. And we do take lot many photos, and maybe we can say like student images. Let's Google it and look at few images, student images. And so let's take this image for example. So in this image, we can see lot many students studying at the same time. So if you look at this image, say for example, if you are one of the students in this image and you looked at this image, you will know when this image has been taken and when it was shot. And if you're a photographer, you can even say how it was shot using which camera and all the metadata. We can check that from the camera. So we call this as snapshot of a memory, right? We take photographs to take snapshots of a memory. Each photograph, each videograph is a snapshot of our memories, right? So in the same way, we also take the snapshot of our code files, and we take the snapshot of our code files and also save it so that we can go back and see how something has changed over time, or else how something looked like in the past. Okay, for that we need to use this software called Git, and you can directly type in download Git in the Google search and you will get to the first link. And this is the website, Git version control system. And the good part is that it has a very good documentation. I always uh, tell new beginners to go to the reference manual, and also this there is a pro git book that you can read it online for free. It's better you go through these two documentations first. At the same time, there are good docs called Atlassian Git docs. This is also one of the great tutorials out there that I like. Explore these documents, explore these guides, and you are good to go. But at the same time, I will give you the overview of how to use Git and how to deal with this today. So first of all, you need Git, and you can simply download it for your Windows, because I'm now on Windows. If you're on a different operating system, you can just get it uh, the relative file. So once you install the Git, and so you can, what happens is, let me share a different screen so that it will be easier. Yeah, I'm now opening up my VS Code file. So this is the code editor. At the same time, it will have a dedicated terminal. This is something equivalent to our command line on Windows. So this is a VS Code. We can also download the VS Code just like you have downloaded Git and something else. And if we type git dash dash version, this is the current version of Git, and this is how you can check whether you have successfully installed your Git or not. So is that Git works with files. So let's get started and create our first file. So I'm already inside a project. This is a folder on my desktop, and I will create a new file. Since this is not going to be any HTML related thing, I'll just go with the text files and go with index.txt. That. Now, I've written some text and I will add some dummy text here. I should bring up my, okay, this is not HTML, so it doesn't bring up. Today we learn about, okay, good. Now what, I'll save this file again. I'll clear this off. Now what I'll do is, if I open this file again, do you think I can get back this hello Marifa details back? I can still do undo control Z here, but in a real world situation, what happens is you will save this file, close your system, and you will go back. And then tomorrow you will come up, and if you open the system, and if you try to get what was there before, you cannot see it. This exercise you can do it in any time. Like you create one text file, you add some contents, save the file, close it, and then reopen it, and then hit Control Z. See if that is coming. Okay. Let us check if we can do that. Control Z here. Yes, we can do because this is in the memory buffer. Yeah. So now to get started with Git, what we need to do is we need to initialize the Git in our folder. That we can do with the commands. So here on we will go with few commands, few Git related commands. And today we will look at three commands now. So the first one is, so we look at four or five. Git init. Init stands for initialization. Now this will initiate a new folder inside. Yeah, this will initialize Git inside our folder, and we can see that the line, I mean, on the left it has changed, and we can see some highlighting here that we will get to understand. Now the second command that we can learn is git status. We can do git status and see, yes, there are some messages here. So on branch main, we will get to the branching strategies later, and we will learn about what is a branch and anything else. But by default, the branch that you get when you initialize a git repository is the main branch. Okay, if you're following some previous tutorials or tutorials from like a year ago or so, you will have the master as the default branch. So if you are following along some old tutorials, they will be telling you the default branch will be the master. So don't get confused. What happened was, over the years, master has been replaced with main. So we will learn about branchings again, and it is saying that there are no commits yet. We will we will discuss about commits in a moment, and it is saying untracked files. So what happens is that when you initialize a Git repository on your system, it will track all your files. That means it will look at all the files inside your folder as well as the contents inside the folders. So let me show how that works. So this is the second command that you have used so far, and you can type git status at any time, and you can know what's the status of all your files and everything else. So now there will be two stages involved here. One, uh, we call it as staging and committing. So staging is nothing but making our files ready. So we do that by telling a new git command called git add and our file name index.txt. Now let's do another command now. Git status and see. Yeah, you see, this is the status message previously, and it is showing untracked files and no commits yet. And if we come down, no commits yet, perfect. And now it is changing changes to be committed. So what happens is that now we are getting ready to make uh, the first commit. That means we are about to take the snapshot of our code. So this means like we are about to take the entire snapshot of our code base or entire snapshot of our files and see how it is basically a committing is like taking a photograph. You will arrange all the people for a photograph and you click the shutter button, right? So that is how you get the photo. The same thing here. First thing you need to arrange the files. That means by creating content in your files and then doing git add. After that, you need to make the snapshot by doing git commit. So I'll do git commit. And now you need to give some message here by giving dash and flag. The commit messages are very important so that you can have as many commits as possible. And what happens is that you can read the commit message and understand what changes are made onto those files. Now I will write just my commit message as added opening about text, right? Now we will go to a new command called git log. So git log will display all the commits that we have so far. So now this is called commit hash. This is a unique commit hash ID that is unique for every commit. And this is also very important when we need to do some resetting or other operations. So this commit hash is very, very important. And now you can see that this head is at the main. That means like we are on the same. We will also get to this concept later. We are on the same main branch. And author who has made this commit. This is my personal details who added these commits, and this is the date time, and this is the text that I added before as the message for this commit. Now if I type git status, nothing to commit, working tree, so that is how it works. So I'll clear the terminal once, and now I'll try to add more comments. So far we learned about git log, git status, init, git add, and done. So we added new content here, and on the if you are using VS Code, you will have this nice type hints. If it is in the green, that means these contents have been added in the latest form. So if you do git status again, yeah, this now showing that that index.txt file has been modified. Now on the left, on the VS Code, we have the source control tab, and if we click on it, we can see what are all the changes that have been made so far after the commit. So this was our in our previous commit, and these files we have added it. So let's go ahead and commit these changes. So the process stays the same. First, we need to arrange the files. We did arrange, and now we need to stage it. So git add index.txt. You can do this, or else if there are multiple files, you can straight away do this git add dot and then git status is saying that there are we need to commit the changes and the file has been modified, and I will make the commit. And next what I will do is add commands that has been brought. I'll do it again and I'll check. Yes, this is our second commit now. So yeah, now we call this working directory is clean. And now what we'll do is we remove the second line and see how that happens. Now we see a little red mark here mentioning that a few lines have been deleted. All these visual cues are coming from the VS Code editor. If you are using something like Sublime Text or any other code editor, that will be a different story. Now we go to the version control tab or source control tab and click on it. Now you can see that it has been highlighted, that whatever the lines that we have removed, it has been highlighted. So I'll do git status, git add, git commit, I'll do remove, what did we remove? Yeah, remove intro line. Now clear and do git log again. Now I can see this third commit as well. Yeah, so this is how we we get started with the Git. At the same time, now we can create any number of files. Now I create maripa.txt file, and if you still do status, yeah, we have now untracked file maripa.txt. Then we will add hello maripa. This is your own file, and also I'll change the this is the index file. So what happened was this time I created a new file here and I added the text and I modified, added a new text inside this existing file, and let's see what happens when I type git status. Now it is saying that index and there is an untracked file modifier.txt because we haven't committed our changes yet, or we haven't even changed staged our working directory. So git status again for you, click add. So I can do index.txt as well as maripa.txt. This is easy if you are dealing with one or two files, but if you are doing with like and tens of files, this is difficult, and that is why period will do period, and then git commit, add dedicated page for maripa. This is my commit message, and we are good to go now. Let's do status, git log. Yep, now we have it. So that's it, guys. This is a little intro. I don't want to, dive deep in this single session. Next session, let's continue working with remotes and branches. So as always, if you have any questions, if you need anything from our side, just let us know. We are happy to help. Until then, take care, guys. Bye bye.